a difference a day makes. Holy cats, as my grandmother used to say.
Let's get more like it.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
what I'm talking about.
Yesterday, it was monsoon season here at training camp. Today, a forecast high of 82, sunny, and there is not a cloud in the sky.
Let me apologize to my co-host. Yesterday, I was cold, tired, wet, and hungry.
You were a grumpy old man. There's a reason why Steve's grandkids call him Grumpa.
I was absolutely salty yesterday. I was not a happy camper.
And I told him, with all the towels he had draped over him, the only thing he was missing was the babushka.
That's right.
He was.
And if I'd have had one, I'd have put it on.
Yeah, you would have. Much better today. Chamber of Commerce Day here in Pittsford, New York, at Bill's Training Camp at St. John Fisher. Day 5, or practice 5, I should say. And it just wrapped up, I believe. So they're off the field, and we're happy to bring you updates and such. But let's give you the rundown of the show today, first and foremost. Very excited. At the bottom of the hour, in about 25 to 30 minutes, we're going to have a twofer, Steve.
That's right.
We get Christian Benford and Max Hairston simultaneously on set here fresh off the practice field at training camp. So we'll catch up with those two guys. It's been a good camp for Max Hairston. Christian Benford, kind of the new leader of that room, the cornerback room. So had a chance to talk to him about that a few days ago when he was addressing the media, but we'll expand on that and see what they think of the receiving core. Because, Steve, DJ Moore with another gigundo play today, 50-yard bomb, gets behind the corner and the two safeties, makes an unbelievable over-the-shoulder catch in the end zone for the touchdown.
He was covered. He had 3 guys on him, and it wasn't triple coverage. But when the ball goes up, guys converge, right? So
there were 3 guys there by the end of it.
Yeah, by the end of it, those guys had covered the ground, tried to get there. Josh put it up, and it was a great throw. And DJ
ran it down
in the middle of a crowd, ran it down, got underneath it, and pulled it in. Ended up in the end zone. You can't even get after the defenders on that if you're a defensive coach. They had it, and the Bills converted offensively, turned it into a touchdown. It was a really nice play.
I think the most encouraging thing about that play, and we've said it before already here in the first week of training camp, the most encouraging thing about that play was not only Josh recognizing it, but then putting the exact right amount of air under the ball. And when he first let it go, I said, I don't think DJ's going to get there. And then I don't know what DJ did. Maybe he's got a turbo button. Yeah. But somehow on the last 5 yards, he closed on the ball in a way that I didn't expect him to.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I thought that.
Okay.
Josh released, I thought that's got no shot.
We got a deep threat.
I thought it was no shot that they were going to convert it. But then Josh made a great throw because when you kind of got to put it out there at a spot where your guy, ideally, your guy can get it, they can't.
Yeah, only he can.
And you got to pick a spot and put enough air under it so as a receiver you're running, you see it, and then you got to track it. He's not throwing it right to you. He's throwing it to an area, and only you can get to that area. And the bigger the area, obviously, the more open you are, the smaller the area. In this case, with 3 guys around you. But Josh threw it out there, and as a receiver, you're trying to track that ball, and you feel all these guys around you, and to concentrate and bring it in the midst of it, it's a hard play to execute.
And as the ball arrived, one of those 3 defenders closed and challenged the catch, and he still was able to hold on and secure it.
I think it was
as they went to the ground with him. One of the defenders went to the ground with him.
It was really a good play. It was a high-intensity rep.
It's a highlight play of the practice today.
It was a high-intensity rep, and they were moving. And that release and that throw, Josh got it off on time, released it very early. And, it's one of those things where Josh throws it, and DJ Moore might have run 20 yards after the release. That's how early Josh got rid of it. And sure enough, he came down with it. That was Max Hairston who almost got it.
Yeah, Max Hairston. Well, and we'll talk to him about that play today. He's not going to be happy about it, but still in all, we'll talk to him about it. So that'll be cool. Full pads for the full practice today, start to finish. And that was good. So, you look at it, and O-line, D-line, one-on-ones. I was over there watching those guys. It was fun. So
yeah, I was watching wideouts and corners.
All right, so tell me what you
back.
gathered from that. Anybody stand out there?
Khalil is having a really good camp. Shakir's just right where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Skylar Bell's a separator. And DJ is playing really well. He's getting open, and they've seem to have that. He just seems solid and dependable at this point of camp. Keon got a lot of reps against IGB that I seem to remember, and those two are, you can imagine, it's more of a fist fight wrestling match.
Physical receiver,
yes.
Physical corner.
Yes, it's more of a fist fight wrestling match. And
how did those go?
Keon had a couple of nice catches, but Keon's catches, as you know, they're contested. IGB was right there, but Keon made a couple of catches that were spectacular.
Nice.
IGB was kind of hanging in there with him as well. Josh, I was surprised. Josh had one end of the field with the wideouts, and I think there was another group at the other end of the field with Bouchel and those guys. Josh took rep after rep after rep after rep after rep. I mean, he threw every single throw and was throwing to Khalil, to James Cook coming out of the backfield. James Cook was doing really well in the passing game, running crisp routes, getting open. Now, he was working against Elarm's Orr, and also Andreessen and those guys. So the inside linebackers is who James Cook was running against, and you would expect him to be able to get some separation against those guys, and he did. He looked good. Ty Johnson, once again, he was looking like the best third down back in the game. I mean, the guy's a handful, and he can. And the thing about Ty is he can get deep. What happens in these one-on-ones typically? The receiver and the quarterback come up, and the receiver picks a route. The back picks a route, and the quarterback goes okay, or the quarterback will give him, or I say, I want to see you run this or that.
Yep.
So there's nothing like, they're not scripted at all. So you can bet that Ty is saying, I'm going to show you something deep. Let's go. I want to see this on film. I want to get this on film, so everybody sees me running this route. Or Josh is saying, listen, when you're in the game, I trust you. I want to send you deep. Go. Whichever one of those guys called for it. Ty Johnson has got that in his repertoire, and both he and Josh, when you see these one-on-ones, it proves how comfortable they are running that route. Stuff like that sticks. IGB seems to be over this, grabbing and clutching, although when they get into team stuff, he seemed to do it a little more. Max Hairston is a tick, man. He is that guy. That guy is as quick as a flea and as clingy as a tick. You can't get away from him. I mean, you got to pull him off by the. He is on it. Max is having a really good camp, and Benford is as solid as the day is long. He seems to be just physical enough and have just enough change of direction to hang with these guys. As this rolls on, players on both sides will start to experiment a little bit, and you'll start to see some more big wins and big losses on either side of the ball. But today they seemed like they were just it was kind of my first time seeing them in these one-on-ones, and it was pretty competitive. And I thought it was, if you had to pick one or the other, it was a coin flip.
With respect to the O-line, D-line one-on-ones, it's a couple of guys a little further down the depth chart who had some good reps today. One of them was Cedric Van Pran Granger. This is a guy who's in a big-time battle for a backup center job with Lloyd Cushenberry, who's a veteran who comes in with a history with Joe Brady, because he was the starting center on the LSU team that won the national title in 2019 under Joe Brady. But Van Pran comes in today. He stood up Landon Jackson on a rep, just stood him right up like a tree, stoned him. And then later, he stalemated Travis Clayton. Now, saying that, Travis Clayton had two very good reps today of the three that he got in the rotation. He lifted Bruno Fina up and walked him back into the pocket. And then he had a rep where Cushenberry, a 10-year veteran in the league, he put him on roller skates. We got to remember, Travis Clayton is a specimen. 6'5", 307, and he's got coordination and a loose body.
He's an athlete.
And
it sounds, everybody says that. This guy is an athlete.
It wasn't until today that we actually saw him get team reps, and they were few and far between.
Right.
Because there's a deep set of defensive linemen in front of him with far more experience than he'll ever have. He can't catch up.
Right.
But the raw physical ability is readily apparent. Like he hit that O-lineman on the one rep, and he's just backing up.
Right.
It was impressive to see that. T.J. Parker up and under an offensive tackle. Nice pass rush move. Got to the pocket. Dwayne Carter. Beautiful swim move inside. Got into the backfield. I'm just looking for other wins by defensive linemen. Javon Solomon had a nice rep where he slipped under the shoulder of the center on an inside rush. And then offensive linemen who did well, guys that you would expect. Austin Corbett had a nice rep where he stonewalled a guy, stopped him dead in his tracks. Spencer Brown had a nice rep on T.J. Sanders, who I will tell you, T.J. Sanders, if there's one thing that he looks this year in comparison to last year, faster, more sudden. So that's encouraging to see from T.J. Sanders. Just looks more sure of himself entering his second season. And Tylen Grable had a nice rep against a veteran in Mike Dana, just kind of rides him all the way around the hoop outside, keeps him out of the pocket. It was a nice effort and technique there by him. So that's just some of the review of what I saw in O-line, D-line, one-on-ones here today. And we're going to see more of those as more padded practices continue here through the days of training camp, not only here, but when they get back to One Bills Drive.
That is the meat and potatoes of training camp and practice. You're going because it's just two guys. We saw it even today. Ray Davis went down for a hot minute in practice because there was a pileup in a run play. He got caught underneath it. But these one-on-ones, you work, guys. That is mano-a-mano, and they go hard on one-on-ones, both in offensive and defensive line and the corners and DBs, running backs, linebackers. It is the meat and potatoes of your individual development, and it's really important to do well in those reps, and guys really take them seriously. The coaches, and they'll have tonight or this afternoon, they'll all go into a meeting, and all the running backs will watch every rep of every running back against one-on-one, and every wide receiver and corner, and every O-line, D-line, all the O-line, all the D-line are in the room. All the O-linemen will watch it together. All the D-linemen will watch it together, and they are talking about every single rep, walking it down, breaking it apart, where you got hit, what happened, and what's good about that D-lineman you're facing as an O-lineman, or what's good about that O-lineman. And the guys will talk about what they see in the guy he's going against as well as what he did against him. I mean, you can't overstate how important that stuff is to train, because you can't go out and run team all the time and take them. But it's a bar fight with rules, and you got to win. You really feel like that's your career. You gotta hold up in a one-on-one, and as an NFL player. And so it was real. I can't. That's what I look forward to every year. If there's one thing, there probably is only one thing I look forward to, it's the one-on-one drills that these guys do. It is the meat and potatoes of every player's career and their development and their spot on the roster.
We should tell everybody. So Ray Davis did get caught in a pileup on a run play. There were long run periods today because with the players in pads, it's an opportunity to execute run plays. And Ray Davis got caught at the bottom of a pile, had to get tended to by athletic trainers, was able to walk off on his own power. And the good news was he did return to practice before it was over. So hopefully it's just a little nick and everything's okay. It was a little scary for a minute, but hopefully everything's good there. C.J. Gardner-Johnson still not back in the practice setting, but working on the side with athletic trainers That was good to see. So he doesn't look too far away from his lower calf strain. And then finally, Deion Walker still not participating in practice, working on the side with strength and conditioning coaches. We don't have the nature of his injury as of yet. He did have a left arm sleeve on today. I don't know if that's an indication as to what his ailment is. I think the next time Joe Brady addresses the media is when we'll probably find out what he is in fact dealing with. But that's kind of the nuts and bolts of the injury list so far. And knock on wood, relatively short for being a week into camp at this point in time. So that's good news there. As we said, Christian Benford, Max Hairston going to be joining us in about 15 minutes' time. What do you think of Hairston so far in camp? I think he's availed himself quite well.
He's, as I would think, this coming into your second year after you've been around the block once, which is a year in the league, he looks like a different player. Now, last year he was kind of feeling his way, and before he even got started, he got the knee injury.
It was right around this time
exactly.
in camp last year where he suffered the injury and then went on to miss the first 8 games of the season.
We haven't seen him like this, right? So it does look different. He looks sharp. I mean, he looks really, really energetic. I mean, he's a young corner in the NFL, and he looks it. Supremely athletic, really quick, very twitchy, and his ability to change direction and stick with guys is huge. If he, and it's the same thing. Everybody, there's no perfect guy. If Max was, 6'1", 205, he might be, right?
Yes.
The guy really is hard to shake for every guy I've seen him take a rep against. So he's playing extremely well.
And Benford just looks like Steady Eddie out there.
It
just seems to come naturally to him now. He's a vet that's comfortable in his own skin, knows when to take risks. It's very comforting to see him over there, I think, for his teammates, because I think they can see how easy I don't want to say easy, because playing corner is not easy, especially in this league. But I think he's reached a point in his career, and we'll ask him about this, where just about everything out there is familiar. And even though this is a scheme change for the defense, for corners and DBs, not a ton changes for them with a scheme change. Cover 2 is still cover 2. Cover 4 is still cover 4.
You're right, though. Benford has this thing, and he looks like an older dude. He's got the beard, and he's got this, look about him that he looks like a little more mature guy. He's a young dude. And he exudes. He may be filled with pressure and a lot of anxiety, but you can't tell. He looks, every time you watch him play, he exudes this vibe of, I got this. I got it, dudes. Let's go.
Yeah.
He just has that. You will look out there and see him at corner, and he just seems secure in his ability to do his job, and he exudes that somehow, some way.
Yeah.
He's not overly emotional, and that gives the perception that he's totally confident, right? He's like, I got it. It's like just another rep. And, you never see him badly beat or anything like that. So he really has that calming, I think you're right. It's a calming effect over the guys that play around him and interact with him on the field in that defense.
So last Friday when you were off, Maddie and I discussed some of the mic'd up video that we saw from our social team and our video team here with the Bills, and it was Benford in the huddle before practice over on the other field, and he said he's in there and he is amping up the group before practice. And I got to tell you, I was ready to put a helmet on. And Max, who was the guy that was mic'd up, he was talking to Benford right before team, and he goes, man, I was ready to play a game after you were talking like that. So I asked Christian, I said, hey, when you first got here as a rookie, you were a quiet as kept, lead by example type player. I said, the transformation we've witnessed it's like a 180, because now he's in that huddle and he's yelling at them, details, execution, effort, details, execution, effort. He said it 4 times, in a row. It's like, I am hammering this because I want it from each and every one of you. And it had an impact.
Yeah.
Max had goosebumps.
I saw
that's
that.
a transformation.
And it started, I saw it last year, this time last year, after he had signed his extension. And I don't know if anybody can really sit back and envision yourself having something like that happen to you where you do your job and all of a sudden you sign a deal that is life-changing money, and it is also, outside of that, it's a stamp of not only approval of what you have done in your career, but it is a vindication that you are the dude. You are you are an athlete that this organization has recognized. We want you on our team. From that moment on, when he signed that deal, he's like, okay, I'm going to give them what they're paying for.
So here's the interesting part of all of that. So I asked him that question at the press conference, like, when did you feel comfortable stepping into that vocal role and being the guy that people are looking at for inspiration, motivation, etc.? He goes, I didn't become comfortable. I've always been comfortable doing that. Mm-hmm. He goes, you just didn't see it before. He goes, because when I first came in, it was Jordan Poyer kind of being the voice and being the motivator and being the pep rally guy.
That's right.
He goes, but there were times where me and Poyer would stare at each other and scream at each other and talk about getting going and all of that. He goes, you guys just didn't see it.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is a guy that's always been that guy.
I believe it, yeah.
He just didn't have to step up and step in to do that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. So we've got a guy that maybe I misidentified a little bit as a young player because we didn't see it from him.
Right.
We don't know what we don't know, but he kind of enlightened me and said, hey, look, I've always been a guy that's fine voicing my opinion or telling guys when they need to be checked, hey, I need more from you.
It
was interesting
too, and it's a real sign of maturity that when he needs it, he pulls it out, and also letting an older guy who's established, you do it. And all right, I'll sit here and I'll do it when I want, when I need to. I'm here for you. I'm secure enough not to listen. This is who I am. I've got to do this even as a young player. Shows real maturity and awareness of what it is to be a good teammate, to play a role, to say, listen, that's not my role this year. It's Poyer's role this year. I'm going to help him when I can. I'll do it, but I got it. I'm going to do my part.
Because that's not only about self-awareness.
Right.
That's about
group dynamics.
Yes, it's about reading the room.
Yes.
And knowing where you fit. And for Benford to have that as a 22-year-old rookie, I mean, that says something.
I was always very sensitive about the room when I was a player because it was my job to be a teammate, not the team leader, right? I mean, I was in a room full of Hall of Famers.
Yeah, but on teams.
But the thing is, you got to fill a role, and you got to help other guys fill their role and see their role.
But on teams, that had to change for you, where suddenly,
you're
front and center.
For sure.
And
but I had some help too. I mean, Mark Pike was
right,
and we had. But you play your role. If you need to do something more, you do it. If you need to defer, you do that as well. If you need to step in and say, hey, we're not doing this right.
Yeah.
It is a lot of people who never play team sports don't understand how your actions and words can affect somebody else and how you are affected by somebody else's actions and words. It's the same thing with that word that we spoke about, momentum in a game. Momentum happens because you are on a team that has one consciousness. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I know what you've heard all week. I know the message the coaches have been giving us. I know what we've talked about. You and me and all these other guys, we've had all these open conversations about this very situation in the locker room when we're all sitting there in our underwear, right? I mean, you talk about this stuff with a group of guys that maybe 15 guys, maybe another 10 guys later that are 8 of them are different than the 15 other ones, but they all get that thing. So when they see somebody, your buddy, your teammate, like a Christian Benford, did you see what my boy Benford did? Everybody understands what it means. And it inspires the whole team, and it inspires the whole group.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, your whole team is different from 5 minutes ago because of that. Understanding how that works is part and parcel of what it is to be a pro athlete and a teammate. And you understand this from college soccer. You get it.
Yep.
When you're on a team and you play a role on a team, it's not like being a tennis player or a golfer.
Nope.
And it's one of the most energizing and one of the most precious things about being a part of a team.
Yeah.
Is having the ability to affect guys you love and respect and being affected by them.
And anybody that says that momentum is not a thing doesn't understand it then.
Yeah.
Because
you got to play team
if
sports.
you've played team sports long enough, you know when it happens, and then you know when you're on the wave with the rest of your guys.
There ain't nothing like it, baby.
It is a powerful thing.
There is nothing like it.
You're up here, and it's like you know what it is. It's a lot like body surfing, because when you find a good wave and you time it right and you catch that thing and you're
there's nothing like it, man.
It's great.
It is the absolute best part about it, particularly when you're on it and you're on the other and you're winning and that's the dopamine hit that every guy gets. That, man, give me more.
There's nothing
Let's
like
go.
it.
It's pretty awesome. And Benford, we've witnessed it. This team gets in that little moment, and goodness gracious.